edition of Nigeria Political History at Ed News 23, where we uncover unforgettable moments and personality that shaped our past. Today, we dive into the life of Nigeria's most remarkable leaders, Chief Ladoke Akintola, a brilliant politician, independence advocate, and administrator who left an indelible mark on the country. This video takes you around the trajectory of his life from his birth to his untimely death. He was only 56 years old at the time of his death. Ladoke Akintola was a man of many talents, Baptist lay preacher, Yoruba naturalist, skilled orator, teacher, lawyer, journalist, and administrator. Born on July 10, 1910 in Ogbomosho, now Oyo State, he came from a family known for his courage and trading expertise. His early education began at the Church Missionary Society School in Minna, where he mastered Hausa, a skill that later helped him build alliance with northern leaders. In 1922, Akintola's father sent him back to Ogbomosho to reconnect with Yoruba traditions, where he attended Baptist School and later Baptist College in Lagos. Excelling in his academics and public speaking, from 1930 to 1942, he worked as a teacher in the Baptist Teachers Union. He then joined the Nigerian Railway Corporation, where his association with nationalist H.O. Davis introduced him to the Nigerian youth movement and then pushed for independence. In 1943, Akintola entered journalism, joining the Daily Service newspaper and eventually becoming its editor. He also launched Iroyin Yoruba, Nigerian first indigenous language newspaper. A British scholarship took him to the UK in 1946 to study law, and by 1949 he returned as a barrister, co-founding one of Nigeria's first legal partnerships. Politics soon became Akintola's passion. He co-founded the Action Group, a political movement representing the Western Union region alongside Chief Obafemi Awolowo. While Awolowo became the leader, Akintola served as a legal advisor and later deputy leader. The Action Group became a major force, with Akintola securing a seat in the House of Representatives, where he served as Minister of Health and later Minister of Communication and Aviation. Among his achievements was helping establish Nigerian Airways in 1958. However, his camaraderie became Akintola and Awolowo was short-lived. Political differences began to surface, with Akintola favoring closer ties with northern politicians, while Awolowo sought a more independent path for Western region. This ideology rift widens into an irreparable shift, culminating Akintola's expulsion from AG in 1962. In 1962, tension boiled over during a chaotic session in the Western region's House of Assembly, where a vote of no confidence against Akintola led to a physical confrontation and emergency. Rule declared by Premier Minister Balewa. Under emergency rule, Dr. Moses Majakodumi served as administrator, and Akintola was removed from the office. He challenged his dismissal in court, but legal rulings upheld the governor's authority. By January 1963, Akintola regained power by reconstructing his political base into Nigerian National Democratic Party (NNDP) and allied with the Northern People's Congress (NPC), led by Sir Ahmadu Bello. This move solidified Akintola's position as premier, but came at a high cost. By 1965, the Western region had become the epicenter of the Nigerian political crisis. Accusation of election rigging in favor of Akintola's NNDP sparked widespread unrest, and calls for his resignation grew louder. Yet, he remained defiant, leaning on his alliance with federal government to cling to power. This period of turbulence set the stage for the military coup of January 1966. A turning point that would plunge Nigeria into a decade of instability. On that fateful night, Akintola was his home when soldiers stormed his residence as a part of the coordinated coup led by Major Chukwuma Kaduna Nzeogu. Unlike many of his counterparts, who surrendered without resistance. Akintola chose to fight back. Armed with a pistol, he reportedly engaged in a fierce gunfight with his soldiers, defending himself with the same determination that had defined his political career. But his courage was no match for the overwhelming firepower of the coup plotters. After a brief but intense exchange, Akintola was overpowered and shot dead. His death sent shockwaves across Nigeria, marking the beginning of the end for the First Republic. The same coup claimed the lives of other prominent leaders, including Prime Minister Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa and Ahmadu Bello, the Sultana of Sokoto. While the coup was later suppressed, it exposed the deep fractures within Nigeria's political system and set the stage for years of military rule. The legacy of Akintola remains a topic of intense debate in the reflecting on Akintola's life. One cannot ignore the broader lesson it holds for Nigeria. His rise and fall underscore the dangers of placing personal ambition above national unity and the perils of a political system that thrives on division rather than collaboration. The events of January 15, 1966 remind us of the fragility of democracy and the heavy price nations pay when political disagreement escalates into violence. If this story of courage, controversy, and tragedy captivates you, be sure to like, share, subscribe to Ahead News 23. Dive deeper into Nigeria's rich political history and uncover the untold stories of men and women who shaped the nation. Together, let's explore the past to better understand the present and pave way for a brighter future. Until then, keep liking and sharing.